I gotta get this 78 Landcruiser out of here. Maybe I'll make another or a video on this guy here. So she is a rusty one. Oh yeah, she's a diesel if anyone's new to my channel. Work in progress that probably won't get worked on for a while, but I gotta fill up the tire. And that jack stand is because I knew that tire was going to leak. And from what I can see, it's only that back tire that is low. So I gotta start by filling up the tire with this little POS. Just my luck. Look how much shit I gotta move to get in there. It's right at the backside there, but yeah, the tire's definitely flat. I am glad for sure that I put the jack stand on there. That is for sure. So I got lots of junk to move out of here. Oh, and underneath it is full of junk too. Where did we move some of that? It's not that bad. A couple weed whackers maybe. Not bad. Oh wait, I can almost see her again. What a pain in the butt to get her out of here. So much more to move still.
Yeah, I was gonna say you didn't even finish moving the tires on that side.
Oh, I think she's a little dusty and dirty.
That's where my picnic blanket went.
We'll see if it's going to take any kind of air. Definitely sitting on the jack stand. I'm sure glad I put that on there. Otherwise, the chance of popping it off the bead. Oh, is she a dusty one? Whew. 17,000 kilometers on her, hey? Yeah. She is a little rusty in here. A little dusty. Look at these pedals here. Only a slight amount of wear right there. That one there is missing a rubber, but it's actually fell off and I got it somewhere over there. But look at the clutch here. The rubber is like minty on this. So, hard to say exactly the kilometers on there, but yeah. Even has original, everything. Unmolested, you could say. So, missing the glow plug indicator. I think that's what's meant to go right there, I think. And I can't remember for that, but no body work has ever been done to her. Closest thing would be someone riveted new plates at the back there, but no physical body work has been done. No bondo on her. Hasn't been registered since the 1980s and has never been registered in a computerized system. So I finally got all the paperwork figured out for that. Now this isn't closed proper. I can see that. Nope. It's better. It's all closed up now. But just trying to get the key. Key's hidden in the house somewhere because the girlfriend's going to have to steer this. And of course it has steering lock. Well, she is old. Yeah. She is out of there. I might have sunk in a bit. Laid about 20 farts pulling her out. But I was going to put it over here. But instead the girlfriend wanted to put it down in the hole. It's fine. Shouldn't go anywhere. So much junk out here. But the Landcruiser is out of the tent shed. So you got a couple tires to move. But I should make a little bit of an update why I bought this thing and what my initial plans were. Okay, so initially when I found this, I got it. I've been looking actually for a Landcruiser for quite some time. This is, you could say, a somewhat unmolested model. Never had any body work done to her. Some stuff welded on the front there, but that's not too big of a deal. This here seems to be like a form of an old PTO, I guess, winch. Not really too sure, but there's an input shaft on the front. Figure that out. I don't know. Maybe a motor used to mount that or up there. Who knows? It's kind of confusing. But the idea when I bought this guy here is I was only buying it for the frame, transfer case, and that's about it. I wasn't really buying it for the body. So the idea was frame seems to be pretty decent. I was going to sell off the cab on it, and then the idea was to take this chassis from it and then take the motor which is a 1972 GMC 350 out of the old motorhome there. Get an adapter plate, throw it onto the chassis from this guy here. Huh, I just noticed my tires already looks like it's going flat. Maybe not. Just has, I just filled it up, but okay. So the idea was to take the chassis from this, put the 350 motor in it, and get rid of the body, and yes, take this guy here, this Volkswagen Dune buggy, modify it up because it has a pretty good roll cage, modify the front here to fit over top the engine. I would have to extend it a bit, but not by much to fit this wheelbase, but I'd have to extend it to make room for my legs because of course the motor would be there. So basically it would require either going to a single seat and modifying it, you could say. So I'd have to extend it probably about 1.5 feet there to be able to keep the, you know, ride height, you could say, for the headroom and everything. But that was the original idea. So take this, throw it on that chassis, and make myself a 4x4 rock crawling ish sand dune buggy. Yeah, so that was the original idea. But then I started looking at this guy here. Again, it is unmolested. There has never been any body work on it. Yes, a tree has fell on it. That's why that's kind of dented up there. The guy that I bought it from bought it off the original owner and used it as a hunting buggy mostly. So he technically never actually registered it. I do have it now registered in my name, so that has been taken care of. She hasn't been ever registered in the computerized system, so that means it hasn't been registered in Manitoba before after 1985, which is kind of what the guy told me. So he was hunting with it and blew her up, and what happened is he ended up cracking the head into pieces. Now I do got the engine inside. I have other videos about the engine. I actually picked up from FridayParts.com. They actually sent me a brand new head for it. It's an aftermarket head, but it looks like it's an exact match. I still actually have to get some more videos for them. So then I'm kind of doing some more looking around. Yeah, she looks all rusty and stuff, but this whole quarter panel here is available, of course. The doors, well, they're crusty and rusty, but they're salvageable. I could weld in a new patch there. I'm actually pretty decent in my opinion at bodywork, so anything like that is easy enough for me to do. But again, she's crusty and rusty. Now, where it gets a little interesting is she has, according to that, 17,000 kilometers on her. And the interior is actually surprisingly very nice. This seat did get ripped up. There's holes in the floor, holes in the back here, but again, that's not too big of a deal. I got some oil sprayed, but overall the inside is nice. Steering is actually pretty tight. Seats are actually fairly good beside the bottom on this guy here. It's yeah, you guys know. So looking at these pedals here, that's normally how you go by how many kilometers are on her. This pedal here looks pretty good. This one here, the only wear is right here. This pedal here, I got it lying around somewhere. Not too sure, but you can see she is actually fairly clean inside there. It is fairly clean. It is missing a knob from here. And I think that used to be the old glow plug indicator that used to go right there. Overall, she is good. Now, the guy doesn't know exactly how many kilometers he put on it because he used it off-road. Now, he said the guy he originally bought it from was either a doctor or a dentist, but he thought it was a dentist. So this is with me getting the paperwork. I had to do a little bit of tracking down. And in the paperwork I got from this thing, the old owner's name was Donald Horton. So looking up that guy's name, he's a billionaire. He's a home builder. Now, of course, this might not be his vehicle. Could just be a fluke that is the same name. But doing a little bit more research on it, this vehicle was made in 1978. Well, the D.R. Horton Foundation is a home builder, which was His company was created in 1978. Virtually, I could say, within a month of the sale date on this vehicle, according to the original paperwork. Is that a quinky dink? I really don't know. I started doing a little bit of research on it, where this vehicle was originally bought, and where the owner that I bought it from said he picked it up. It matches pretty close to the location that where the Donald Horton grew up, because there's a whole bunch of information on him online. The Donald Horton, so he grew up on a ranch, and I don't know about you, but this seems like it would be a perfect vehicle to have on a ranch. So I did a little bit more research. I still don't have any way to technically prove that, because, you know, the guy would be like 70 something years old. I could be sending emails. I could be doing stuff like that. But to be honest, I'm not going to really get into any of that. There's all the hordes of parts back there. But it's just kind of cool. It could end up being that the owner of it is, the original owner is a billionaire. Or it could just be a fluke. So just thought I'd kind of mention that on it. So the idea now is I'm not going to turn it into a doom buggy. And the idea is I'm not going to restore it. Definitely not going to restore it. But I'm going to fix her up a little bit. So doors are all straight. They all close pretty good. I have never been underneath her, so I really don't know. The old owner said, yeah, the frame's pretty good on it. I'm just trusting that the frame's pretty good. I got another set of 35-inch tires for it. They're sitting in the backyard. They're dry rotted because, again, it's sat since the 80s. So the old owner got her stuck, cracked the head trying to get it out, and ended up getting it back to his house, and it just sat. So it's pretty interesting. Now, as for the engine bay, like, there is nothing in there. Yeah. She is pretty empty. It's missing a brake caliper on one of these two sides here. He said something along the lines that he took it off, planning to use it. That one has it. Planning to use it on another vehicle, and he just didn't use it. Yeah, so this is the side here it's missing on, which means now the brake system technically is going to have to be completely gone over. Who knows how much water got into that, just sitting open, you could say, like that. But some factory undercoating here coming off, some black paint you could still see on the frame there, and wiring wise, you see factory undercoating here. Wiring wise, yeah, she's probably going to need to be redone. The rest of the frame, hard to say. Now the owner did say he had the leaf springs re-arced at Standard Spring in Manitoba. Can't remember exactly where he said. And other than that, it's stock. So again, this is just going to be kind of a random video, but the idea for this now, oh, the bumper has been changed, as you guys can tell. They all rot out at the back here. All those parts are available, but this plate here has been riveted in. I got some mouse poison everywhere, because I already found a mouse nest in it pretty quick. There's the brake caliper that he took off, and you guys can see the brake pads there. But whew, yeah, she's a little bit of a stinky one, that's for sure. But rust wise, I mean, it does have rust. You can see holes through it, but the top itself, you are biting me. I hate flies. But other than that, everything does seem to be pretty decent. I mean, not too much rust in here. The tracking that goes around for the fiberglass top, it doesn't seem to be in that bad a shape. All the door seals are going to need to be redone, that's for sure. Basically, I just oiled the doors, got them opening. This one's probably locked, but yeah, that one's locked. The original stenciling here is coming off. Or wait a minute, is this just like a clear coat that was on top of the original stenciling? You guys see that? Weird, hey? Huh. I'm not sure if that was the issue there, but I'm not sure if those stripes are original, but I would guess so. It says powered by diesel. I do not have the matching set of rims. I got 3 of these guys, 1 of those, and then I got 3 white ones that are in the back, but they're pretty rotten, so chances are they're not going to be any good. But overall, I'm still thinking it's going to be a pretty decent project. The idea is I am not going to do anything to her until I get my garage. Now, something that might sound a little weird is I have never sat on that seat before. I have never been underneath it. So, I'm thinking that I'm not going to sit on it. I'm just looking here. There's an old power inverter. That's an old power inverter. That's an old powered booster. So, a cassette player. Yeah, it has aluminum plate there, so that's something that someone modified up. Operating worn locker hubs. I'm not sure if that shows up there, but the old instructions for the hubs there. Inside here, there's original touch-up paint, which is now covered in poop and rusty shit, so that was kind of an interesting thing. But yeah, she seems to be pretty original. It does have rear heat, which is buried in here, but there's you can see the lines right here, the rear heat units right there. That's a pretty good bonus. Did anyone ever smoke in her? I don't know if I ever checked that. No, but there's some old pennies in there. I should check and see if any. Ooh, little fishing, couple pennies, key, another fly picking out my bones. That's a little stiff. I should check all those pennies, kind of find out what year they're from. Might give me an idea when it was last used. So the guy said he parked it in the 80s. So it's a 24 volt system. Starter, bell housing. So when I got it, the motor, the guy had it sitting in the shed, the motor. I had him deliver it, so he just threw it in the back here. Clutch is in there. But overall, I'm very happy. Now, if you guys wonder how much I paid for it, in my opinion, I paid about not even a quarter of the price of what it's worth. I got a very good steal of a deal on her. And I've been offered quite a bit of money for her, but it's, for now, going to just get parked. No, I'm not going to put it back in the tent shed, I don't think. The idea is in the next couple months, maybe. Could even end up being next spring to get a garage built here. I'm thinking of going something like a 40 by 30 or 30 by 40 or maybe a 30 by 50. I am not too sure yet. And then I will start doing some work on her slowly. But again, I'm not going to do a full restore on her. But the tub is most likely coming off her still. So I'm just going to, you could say, weld in patches. I don't think I'm going to start replacing panels. I'm really not too sure yet. I gotta get some ideas first. As for this top trim here, they're all known for blowing out this trim. There's some shit happening here. It looks a little crusty there, but most of it's just a paint from up top here. It actually looks, on the sides here, it looks to be pretty decent shape, so that's a good bonus. And other than that, windshield of course is destroyed. Only has one wiper blade on her. The hood is pretty destroyed from a tree falling on her. Fender is pretty destroyed from a tree falling on her. But that's stuff that could be fixed. This passenger door here is a little bit rough, but I can weld that up and fix that easy enough. I haven't looked in the fuel tank yet to see what kind of shape that's in. This door here seems a little bit floppy and loose, so who knows what the hinge looks like. I have never even tried to open that, so okay, well, I just thought I'd give a little bit of an update video on it. Again, FridayParts.com sent me a replacement cylinder head. As for the engine stuff, you guys can look. I got some videos on my channel already talking about the engine. Basically, what it really needs is the cylinder head put on and the piston. One of the pistons is pretty screwed up, so I will be doing that. But there you guys go. Just for anyone that's new to my channel, thought I'd give a little bit of an update. And I am still somewhat spending some time trying to look up the history of this guy and to figure out if the owner is who I think it is. Again, I got the original paperwork from the original sale. It came with the vehicle. And the name seems to line up. The date of him starting his company, the date of this vehicle, the location this vehicle was bought, everything lines up perfectly for the ranch that he grew up on. So again, that's kind of an interesting part of it. But again, it's kind of tricky to prove something for someone that's you could say a billionaire is his net worth. So how do you even track down someone like that? Is it even worth it? I'm not too sure. And as for the mirrors, I think they were in there, but I can't remember. Well, I'm going to shut this off for now. Just thought, again, I'd make just a quick update. Huh. Well, she has no gas cap on her, but look at inside there. Very little rust. I had my light on and I shined down in there. Everything actually looks pretty clean. Being a diesel, hard to say, but no gas cap on her? Huh. I know that's pretty common for people to not run gas caps on certain vehicles, but pretty sure back then gas cap probably would have been ideal. So oh, I guess I did unlock it. I didn't want to push it too hard, but gas tank is right there under the seat. Got a couple random cables there. You guys can see in there. There's the drive shaft. I mean, I could look at some of the components, see how much wears in drive shafts, stuff like that. This seat here looks fairly decent. A couple little splits from sitting over the years. But even looking here, I mean, she's pretty clean in there. Down here, you got the one rust bubble right there. Actually, that's a dent. That's a dent right there. And bottom of the doors, yeah, they're pretty destroyed. But overall, the seals even on this side here are actually pretty decent still, besides the bottom. Bottom's, yeah, that's gone. But that is pretty interesting. 477 it says on that. I mean, let's give you guys a little bit more of a shot from this side here. Might as well, but she looks pretty good. Again, this isn't going to be a project that I'm going to be looking at or doing anything anytime soon. I'm going to guess probably within the next couple years is really when I'll start working on her. Once I get a garage, she'll go up on stands and I'll slowly start disassembling or just doing little bits at a time. Now, I don't have plans to do the engine. I have plans to really do the body, you could say, before the engine, but really it's hard to say. Friday Parts already donated a brand new cylinder head. Yeah, so that kind of makes me want to do some stuff for them. Say their name a couple million times during the video and actually do some stuff. There is a dent on the back right there, but I mean, that's not too big of a deal. Overall, again, it might look like there's a lot of body rust, but imagine there's people that have ones that have this much rust and it's all freaking Bondo. Yes, all Bondo, or someone welded new patch panels over it, did a horrible job. Going something like this here that's unmolested, that is really the best way to go. That is for sure. It's going to make it so much easier to do any kind of work on her. Walk away from her. And I do also have the jerry can holder for the back of her. And I also have, so jerry can holder and spare tire carrier. That's just sitting over here. You can see the jerry can holder. That thing is like freaking mint looking. Could be a repaint, it's really hard to say. But that one there, I believe, is a spare tire carrier. Hard to say, but again, those are in great shape. I was just looking on her and I was like, hey, those are new bolts. Then I looked underneath and I realized that when the guy brought her here, those are from his tow bar. Yeah. He's a little upset that he forgot those, but he never messaged me. I mean, I would have dropped them off. Yeah. Dual battery model too. One battery on each side. So I did take a little bit of a peek underneath. She has a lot of factory undercoating still. The transmission is just ratchet strapped in place, of course. Makes sense. Rear drive shafts removed for towing. I asked him to do that. He had no problem doing that. So yeah. So this time, this is going to be the end of the video here. And she rolls easy enough, that's for sure. Okay. Again, this time, it's really going to be the end of the video.